Hello, Cloud Champions. Very welcome to today's lab over S3, that is Simple Storage Service. Now, let's try to understand what is Simple Storage Service. I'll be sharing slide. Okay, so let's take a look at this slide and understand, what is S3. So definition of S3, Amazon Simple Storage Service is a storage for internet. It is designed to make web scale computing easier for developers. So it is designed as a storage. Now think of it as a folder, just like we have folder in our Windows. In the same way, you can have such folder, which is called bucket uh, on cloud, Amazon Cloud, and it's called Simple Storage Service S3. Or this is also what you can call as your kind of your Google Drive, just like you use Google Drive service to store your documents, objects, files. In the same way, you can use this S3, but this S3 is more intelligent than Google Drive. So this is not just as simple as Google Drive, it is more packed with features. So that's what it is. S3 is, I mean, the commonly logos that are used for S3 are these, and there are many, but these are few samples that I've shown. S3 is safe place to store your files. Example, your document, audio, or videos. It's object-based, serverless storage service in the cloud. You don't need to worry about file systems or disk space. The data is spread across multiple devices and facilities. Now, what this means is usually whenever we stored anything on our hard disk, there is a limit. If your hard disk was 40 GB earlier, like, or even today, in today's date, we have 500 GB hard disk, it would fill up sometime. Now S3 is so scalable that, let's say, if you you can, it scales on the fly. For example, if your disk of 500 GB is full, it would scale up itself. In fact, you don't have to worry. There is no such limit like it is 500 GB or 1 TB. You just need to put your documents, and Amazon has built the storage so robust that it would scale on itself. You don't need, it won't show you like what's the capacity. You just go on adding documents and it would never end. So that's how scalable it is. So this is what S3 is. Let's go to the lab where we would be creating a bucket in a kind of a folder, and let's try to understand what basics are needed to do this. So the very first step, uh, let's see what is that. So go to S3 service. So this is in my Amazon console, and we were in IAM yesterday. So wherever you are, whichever console or dashboard you are, you can just search your service here. So if I type S3, you can see S3 has popped up. I'll click on S3. There was also option of S3 Glacier, but right now you need to click on S3, and you see I have come over this dashboard. So you can click here, say create bucket. So like I said, bucket, think of bucket as a folder in Windows. Now here, let's move to the second step. The second step is select create bucket to create a folder or bucket. So we'll be using bucket as a terminology here in cloud, Amazon Cloud, but think of it as a folder. The bucket name should be unique. So now whatever bucket name that you give, it should be unique. And when I say unique, it should be unique across, because this bucket which you are creating, it would be the name is public. For example, in one folder, let's say I have folder ABC. Inside that folder, I cannot have two different folders with same name. Under ABC folder, I cannot have two folders with the same name XYZ. I will have to name is one as XYZ and the other folder as XYZ1 or something else. In the same way, this bucket name, which the bucket that I would be creating here, though I don't have buckets, but many people are creating these buckets or folders on cloud. So the name has to be unique. And if I quickly show you, so let's go with the bucket name as sham-demo. So I'll create a bucket name or bucket, or you can say folder name with sham-demo. The region, so this is a default region, US West 2, and defaultly the public access to this bucket is blocked. So keep rest of the setting as it is. This is bucket versioning. These are other features. I won't go into much detail of other service encryption and those things. I'll simply say create a bucket. Let's also go through different steps. So note the bucket is blocked for public storage, so public usage. So I showed you that it was the block check mark was on. That means it is blocked for public, like public cannot access it. Keep all default options as they are and click create bucket, which is what we just did. So sham-demo bucket is ready. And let me show you another option where I'll be creating a bucket where the name is not unique. For example, let me do this thing again. I'll say create bucket. So I'm creating another bucket. And if I try the same sham-demo and I say, I'll scroll down and say create bucket, you can see it throws error, bucket name already exists. So this is something I have only used, but let's try another bucket name, temp, T-E-M-P. So because these are very common names. And again, if I say create bucket, so you can see it throws an error, bucket with same name already exists. That means this temp bucket, temp folder, though I have not created, but someone else might have created. So there should be no complexity with the, clash with the names. That's why this name is already taken. So I cannot take temp. I'll have to name it as temp 1, 2, 3, and so on. So this was something that I wanted to highlight, that but if you are getting this error, it simply means you need to change the name of your bucket. You need to modify it. So the fifth note is says if it throws error, it means change the bucket name to be unique. And this was the error that it throws. Let's go to the third point. So now upload the file into this bucket, sham-demo. Let's go inside this. So I click on this bucket to go inside, and here I'll click upload. Let us quickly upload some files. So I'll say add files, and let's add this Shrek one. So I downloaded a JPG image of Shrek, and here I'll simply say upload. So you can see it's getting uploaded, and this image is already there. Now, if I go to this bucket, so you can see this object is already there. Okay. Now, if I click on this image, you can see I get this URL, https sham-demo.s3. So if you see this URL, it has at the end, it has got the file name, and at the start, it has got the bucket name, sham-demo. So this is why it was, it doesn't allow a clash of names. It has to be unique. So since sham-demo is taken by me, you try creating this bucket and you won't be able to. So because this bucket name, this is a URL has to be unique, right? It starts with the bucket name. So if you copy this URL or you click on this URL, so I'm trying to access this file, and you see it throws error, access denied. So basically I'm trying to, so I have uploaded a file inside this bucket S3, and now over internet I'm trying to access this you can say file, but I'm not able to. And ideally I should not be able to, because there is no access. This is not publicly accessible, right? Now what we will do is, let's say I want to share this file to the public. So what we will do is make this bucket and folder public. How to do that? So I'll again go to my S3 bucket. I'll refresh this. So I'm again to my S3, and this is my S3 bucket. So I need to make this public. How do I do that? So I go inside this bucket. Inside bucket, you have this permission tab. In fact, let's follow the steps. So go into permission section of the object, uncheck block public access. So block public access, there was a tab I showed you at the creation of bucket. It was checked. That means just because that option was checked, that means this bucket would not be public. Now you need to uncheck that option so that it can be public, and confirm and save the changes. So let's go inside. I went into permissions and I'll say edit. So block all public access is on. That means as long as this option is on, it would be blocked for public usage. So I say edit. I uncheck this. That means block all public option is unchecked. That means now it can be public. So the folder can be public, not the file yet. So I say save changes, and here it's asking for confirm. So it says that enter confirm in the field. So I'll type confirm. So it's double checking that do you really want to make it public? And I said, yes, I want to make it public. So now the folder is made public. At this point, even if I access that file, I won't be able to access this file. So here again, if I refresh this page, you see I won't be able to access. Why? Because the folder is made public, but the file inside that folder is not yet public. So now at this point, I will click on this objects, In fact, let's again go through steps. So the fifth step is make the object or file inside the bucket public. So in the first step, what we did is we make that folder or that bucket as public. Now we would do that file as a public. And how to do that? Let's see here. So I'm inside this bucket sham-demo. Inside this, I can see this object or this file stack. I'll select that. I'll go to action. I'll scroll down. I'm sorry. I'll scroll down and you see the option make public. So I'll click this option make public. So now here I'm making this file public and I say make public. So it's giving you a warning that if I'm making this, then public read access is enabled. And now this file is made public. So what we did is select the file, go to actions and make it public. I have shown this in the pictorial view, a screenshot. And once you do this public, so now the bucket is public, the file is public, and try to access the URL now. So what I will do is, so this was a URL where we were getting error. I'll simply refresh this. Bingo, we have the image right now. So you are able to see this image, right? So in this lab, what we did is we created a bucket, which is a folder. We shared and uploaded a file inside that bucket. We tried to access it. We were not able to. Then just because it wasn't public. So we made this folder as public. We made that file as public. And now we are able to access that. So this is what I wanted to highlight in this simple demo. Now, last but not the least, delete the resources. So delete all the files and delete the bucket. So directly you won't be able to delete the bucket. Let's see what to do. So I'll close this one. And here, I can go back to this folder. So guys, you cannot keep this as it is. This service is free till some usage or for some hours, like I said you, but then at some point you might be charged, and you cannot leave resources as it is because it's consuming some space. So let me go to Amazon S3 and then, so here the best practice is to delete your objects, like delete your files and empty that folder and then delete the folder and then delete the bucket. So, but here I'm just trying to show you that what happens if I'm trying to delete the bucket first. So here, if I say there's no option of delete, but it's saying me empty. Okay, there's the option of delete, but if I say delete, you can see delete bucket demo. Bucket must be empty. So it's not allowing me to delete the bucket. Why? Because bucket must be empty and there's already file in it. So bucket is not empty, but you can empty the bucket from here. So if I click over here, it will empty the bucket. That means it will delete the file inside that. And it's asking for permission. So permanently delete. So either I can delete the file and then the bucket, or we can go this way. So I'll say permanent. So empty the bucket. So that means it will delete the file. Now you can see there is no file inside this bucket. Sham-demo, the file is gone. And now you can exit. And now at this point, if you say delete bucket, so we deleted the file earlier. Now it's asking for confirmation. Do you really want to delete the bucket? If yes, then type the bucket name. The bucket name is sham-demo. And remember, this cannot be undone, guys. So if you have important file, you'll lose it at this point if you delete that. And I say delete bucket. So that is gone. So we created resources and we deleted the resources. So this is what I had to demo in this lab. Hope you find it informative. I want you to do this lab completely. Let me know if you face any questions, and also write me if you find this instructions quite comfortable enough to make it in a single go. So see you in the next section. Goodbye.